Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, Chapter 4, text 11 to 12, on the discussions of Gajendra returns to the spiritual world. Okay, just one verse is there, right? Okay. Which verse is there? Okay. Okay, there are two verses, but one is written on the board. Okay. Okay. Sri Sukha Vacha Evan Saptva Gato Gastyo Bhagavan Nripa Sanugaha Indradumno Pe Rajarshi Dishtam Tad Upadharayan Sisuka Uvacha Evan Saptva Gato Gastyo Bhagavan Nipasanuga Indadumno Pirajarshi Distantat Upadharayan Sisuka Uvacha Evan Saptva Gato Gastyo Bhagavani Pasanuga Indadumno Pisarajasi Distantat Upadharayan Sisuka Uvacha Evan Saptva Gato Gastyo Bhagavani Pasanuga Indadumno Pirajasi Distantat Upadharayan Sisuka Vacha. Sisuka Goswami said, even thus Sattva, after causing Gataha, left that place. Agastya Muni, Bhagavan, so powerful. Nripa, O king, Sa Anugaha, with his associates, Indradumna, King Indradumna, Api, also Rajarshi, although he was a Rajarshi, Drishtan, because of past deeds, third, that cause, Upadharayan, considering Apanaha, God, conjuring of an elephant, your name, the species, Atmasmriti, remembrance of one's identity, Vinasinim, which destroys, Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Archana Anubhavina, because of worshipping, Yat, that, Gajatve, in the body of an elephant, Happy, although, Anusmriti, the opportunity to remember his past devotional service. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Sukadev Goswami continued, my dear king, after Agastya Muni had thus caused King Indradumna, the Muni left that place along with his disciples. Since the king was a devotee, he accepted Agastya Muni's course as welcome because it was a desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, although in his next life he got the body of an elephant, because of devotional service, he remembered how to worship and offer prayers to the Lord. Purport. This is the unique position of a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although the king was cursed, he welcomed the curse because a devotee is always aware that nothing can happen without the desire of the Supreme Lord. Although the king was not at fault, Agastya Muni cursed him. And when this happened, the king considered it to be due to his past misdeeds. Tatenu kampantam sushamik shamanaha. This is a practical example of how a devotee thinks. He regards any reverses in life as blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, instead of being agitated by such reverses, he continues his activities of devotional service, and Krishna takes care of him and enables him to be promoted to the spiritual world, back to Godhead. If a devotee has to suffer the reactions of his past misdeeds, the Supreme Lord arranges for him to be given only a token of these reactions. And very soon, he is freed from all the reactions of material contamination. One should therefore adhere to devotional service, and the Lord himself will very soon see to one's promotion to the spiritual world. A devotee should not be disturbed by unfortunate circumstances, but must continue his regular program, depending on the Lord for everything. The word upadarayan, considering, is very significant in this verse. This word indicates that a devotee knows what is what. He understands what is happening in material, conditional life. Gurave Gurachandraya, Radhikaya Tadalaye, Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya, Tad Bhaktaya Namo Nama, Agana Trimandasya, Gana Gana Salakaya, Chashmitana Tasmashi Gurave Nama, Vanchaka Baturias Cha, Kripasin Vivacha, Patita Nam Pavana Vibhashna Vyo Namo Nama. Sisuka Uvacha, Evan Saptagato Gatsyo, Bhagava Nipas Sanogaha, Inda Dwimno Pirajasi, the Stantat Upadarayan, Apana Conjurim Yuni, Atma Smriti Vinasinim, Harya Chanam No Babena, Yat Gajatwepi Anusmati. So, first of all, I'd like to offer my humble respect to the senior devotees who are here, and by their blessing, I can be able to say something a little bit about what has been discussed here. So Sukadeva Goswami continued, my dear king, after Agastya Muni, had thus caused King Indradyumna, the Muni left that place along with his disciples. Since the king was a devotee, he accepted Agastya Muni's cause as welcome because it was a desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, although in his next life he got the body of an elephant, because of devotional service, he remembered how to worship and offer prayers to the Lord. So this is a very highly significant verse. And especially the purport by Srila Prabhupada, he basically described the life of a devotee, and especially how devotee conduct their life, how devotee conduct their devotional life. And the most significant of this verse is the fact that the devotees, they have taken shelter of the Lord. And this taking shelter of the Lord is the basis of everything. So here, we know that the sages, sometimes they curse someone, and sometimes they give blessings. And when we read throughout the scriptures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, this is full of all this. How sometimes the sages, they curse someone, maybe due to misbehaviors. Or we're talking of such powerful sages like Brihaspati, and Agartya Muni, even Nada Muni. They all often curse someone. Look at you. Because you have done this, you become this in your next life. Very, very interesting. But we have to understand the rishis, the sages, they're actually the ultimate benefactor of all living entities. It's not that they are causing someone because they dislike that person or they want to punish that person. Because somebody has been offensive to them, so therefore they curse them. Actually, they are given a curse is actually their highest benediction. Because when they see someone in the low stages of life, so they always want to find out a different way by which such a person can be elevated. So therefore, such persons, they approach in the guise of cursing. Just like the case of Manigriva and Nala Kuvera, this month, the month of Kartik is starting, and we're going to be celebrating the pastimes of Damodara. So, Manigriva and Nala Kuvera, they were sons of Kuvera. They were demigods. And they were so much intoxicated by their opulence. They were enjoying in the lake with the damsels of heaven. And they were so intoxicated, so much so that when Narada Muni came, they could not recognize him because they were so drunk. So therefore, Narada Muni caused them, okay, because of your pride, so therefore, you become a tree. Because they were naked. So because you have lost sense of discrimination, so you become a tree. However, they became a tree, but they became a tree where? They became a tree in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. Not just in Gokul, but in the very courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And then they're able to witness Krishna's pastimes. Right from the beginning of Krishna's appearance, they're able to saw all the pastimes of Krishna in the form of a tree. And then they were able to narrate, after being kicked by Krishnas in the form of his Damodara, and they're able to narrate in the assembly of the Brajavasis, they're able to narrate Krishna Lila. Just like if you read the Gopal Champu, a very wonderful narration by Jiva Goswami. So Gopal Champu is a narration of Krishna Lila, but the narrators are Manigriva and Nala Kuvera. You can see. So they were apparently caused by Narada Muni, but they were given the highest elevation. Being elevated to the position of topmost devotees of Krishna, so much so that they're able to see the Lord's Lila and they're able to narrate such Lila. So the cursing and blessing of great rishis, great devotees, or great personalities, the cursing and blessing is actually the same thing. It's actually the same. It's the same. Of course, in this verse we are reading that Gajendra, in his previous life, was the great devotee, King Indradumna. Now, I'm not sure if this Indradumna was the same as the one that who saw Jagannath. That must be a different Indradumna, right? Because I was trying to find out, but I could not see if it's the same Indradumna. Maybe it's different Indradumna, correct? Okay. So this king, his name was Indradumna. He was called a Rajarshi. Rajarshi means saintly king. So he was a devotee of the Lord. He was a devotee. And renouncing his position, he went to the forest to perform meditation on the Lord. So he went to the forest, and as he was deeply absorbed in meditation, Agastya Muni came by. But because he was deeply absorbed in samadhi, he could not notice that Agastya Muni was there. So Agastya Muni became angry with him, and he caused him to become a dumb elephant. So he caused him. So he became an elephant. But even though he became an elephant, he did not forget the fact that he did not forget his devotional temperament, which he had before in his last life. So that's why when he was being attacked by a crocodile, they fought for a long period of time. So when he was being attacked by a crocodile, so he was able to, and then he was in a severe distress, so he was able to remember his devotional activities. And then he was able to offer suitable prayer to the Lord, and the Lord came and deliver him from the clutches of crocodile, and not just give him deliverance, he also attained Sarupya Mukti. He attained the same form as the Lord, the 400 form, because normally there are 5 types of liberation that one can attain. That's Sarishti, Sarupya, Salokya, Samipya, and the last one? Huh? So there's Salokya, Samipya, Sarishti, and then there are 5 of them. Is it? Huh? Sayujya, yes, Sayujya is the impersonal liberation based. Of course, the Vaishnava don't consider that as a liberation at all. This Sayujya. We don't. But the only thing, the 4 that devotees take credence to is Sarishti, Salokya, Samipya, and Sarupya. Those 4 liberation. But even those kind of 4 liberation, like as Bhimanga Thakur was praying, even those kind of 4 liberations also, for one who has attained love of Krishna, and devotees also don't even want them, but those 4 kind of liberation, they're always willing to serve the devotees, those type of 4 liberations. But in this particular circumstance, so in the Gajendra, after being liberated from that form of an elephant, so he got liberation. He got the same form as the Lord. And then the Lord himself, when the Lord was going back to his abode, he took Gajendra with him. He was in the same airplane as the Lord. So you can just imagine such a great thing. So should we consider that the cause of Agastya was actually a cause? No. It was actually a blessing, but a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise. Because the great devotees, like the rishis, it's not that they are not in the business of causing anyone. They are not in that business. But they simply want to see how someone can be further elevated in their life. We have the case of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, is a great devotee of the Lord. The Lord himself personally protected Parikshit Maharaj right within the womb of his mother. So when Parikshit Maharaj, when he was in the forest, and he was going about hunting the forest, and then he became very, very thirsty. Became very, very thirsty. So he was looking for, he wanted to quench his thirst. And then he saw an ashram. When he saw the ashram, he saw that a great sage was there, in a deep meditation. So Parikshit Maharaj, he seen that the sage was not honoring his presence, so he apparently became angry, and he took a dead snake and glanded the rishi, the sage. So this, of course, is a great offense, and that's why the rishi's son caused Parikshit to die within 7 days. But the cause of Parikshit enabled us to hear Bhagavatam, because Krishna wanted to incarnate himself in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Parikshit Maharaj, being caused by the son of the Brahmanas, enabled us to hear Bhagavatam. Otherwise, without that, Bhagavatam will not have been manifested. So all these activities, because sometimes a devotee may appear to be in ignorance, but actually a devotee is never in ignorance. Actually, a devotee you always know. But sometimes the Lord put them in a situation whereby they appear to be ignorance, and then they perform some acts which ordinarily they would not have performed. So in this case, through the Lord's own design, Parikshit Maharaj glanded the sage with a dead snake. And then, of course, immediately realized what he has done. Immediately realized it. So this brings us to the point that how do we assess sometimes the various offenses which have been committed by people, by living entities? Normally, we commit offense due to ignorance, and mainly due to false ego. We commit offense against great personalities because of ignorance. That's why, the reason why. There's no other reason. And because of false ego, we do things which shouldn't have been done. Just like Indra, for instance. Indra was so puffed up, he saw himself as the king of heaven, and then he ordered the great rishis, the great sages, to carry him on a palanquin. Even his spiritual master is Guru Brihaspati. He said, okay, all of you sages, carry me on it, because after all, I'm the king of heaven. So all of you, carry me on your, carry me. So the rishis, they were carrying him. They did not protest. Okay, we're going to carry you. And as the rishis, they were walking, so Indra, he was chastising them. That, what's all you doing? You're not walking fast enough. And then he kicked them. He kicked the rishis with his leg. So the rishis, they could understand that this Indra is so puffed up. So therefore they caused him, that, oh Indra, you don't belong here. So therefore, you become a pig. You become a pig. So Indra became a pig in his next life. And then he became a pig, immediately he forgot what he was. That he was the king of heaven, he was the Indra, he forgot everything. He only became delivered only when Lord Brahma realized that he needs somebody in heaven to manage to manage the universe. So Lord Brahma has to come back and tell Indra that, oh Indra, give up this pig business, come back to the heavenly planet and become Indra again. Even when Lord Brahma came and tried to tell Indra that he should come back to the heavenly planet, Indra, he became completely forgetful. He said, no, what do you mean? I'm very happy here. What do you mean heavenly planet? I'm very happy. Why should I come there? So that is due to ignorance, the offense that one committed, and this one committed due to ignorance and manifestation of it is a false ego. But devotees committing apparently offense is not the same thing. Actually, it is the Lord Himself who enables His devotee to commit certain offenses, so that a particular pastimes can take place. The Lord does that because also mostly either the Lord wants to see His glories being spread, or sometimes He wants to see the glories of His devotee being spread. Just like in this verse here, we are reading in the purport that devotees, they accept any condition of life, both good and bad. They accept it as the Lord's blessing. A devotee never consider any reverse in life that may come. It's not that because we are devotee, so therefore everything will always be good. Sometimes bad things happen to devotees. Most of the time bad things happen to devotees. But when bad things happen to devotees, devotees do not protest. I remember one time one devotee in America, in Cleveland, this devotee was in a library, was reading, and all of a sudden a madman came to the library and shot this devotee, just like that. Of course, this devotee did not die. She lost her eyesight. And then she was thinking, I'm a devotee of Krishna. How can this happen to me? How can the Lord allow this to happen? That I was shot in the library. This is not supposed to happen to me as a devotee. So therefore, she lost faith. She lost faith, and then she decided again not to do devotional service anymore. And of course, after many years, then she came back. So, which means we're expecting something from the Lord. That, Lord, I'm your devotee, so therefore, all my need is up to you only. I deserve your protection. So therefore, nothing bad shall happen to me. But this is a wrong conception. Devotees who have surrendered unto the Lord, they do not think themselves that they are entitled to anything. They simply want to surrender unto the Lord. They simply want to give their life to the Lord. And whatever happened to them, either good or bad, they accept. Chitraketu Maharaj was a prime example of this. Chitraketu Maharaj is a great devotee, great Vaishnava, great devotee of the Lord. So one time, Chitraketu was going about in his airplane, and he was going, he saw that Lord Shiva was speaking Bhagavatam to the assembly of rishis. So Lord Shiva was speaking Bhagavatam to the assembly of rishis, and what he did, and then on his lap was Parvati Devi, sitting on his lap. So Lord Shiva, he was speaking Bhagavatam, and then he had his wife sitting on his lap. So you can just imagine that, oh my God, look, they speak of Bhagavatam, and he has his wife sitting on his lap. So when Chitraketu Maharaj, when he saw this, he decided to criticize Lord Shiva. Then he joked, he said, oh, just see, speaking Bhagavatam, and he had his wife. He has his wife, sitting on his lap. However, who's his wife? Parvati Devi, goddess. So Parvati Devi, she became angry. He said, oh, you are such an upstart. You dare find fault in the characteristics of Lord Shiva, in the personality of Lord Shiva. You don't know who Lord Shiva is. So therefore, she caused Chitraketu to become a demon in his next life. So you become a demon. She caused him. So, having been caused by Parvati Devi, so Chitraketu immediately came down and offered respect to Parvati Devi. He said, oh, dear mother, I'm very, very sorry for my offenses. So whatever cause you have given me, I accept it. I accept whatever cause, whatever punishment you have given me, I accept it. And then Lord Shiva started glorifying the devotees of the Lord. So Lord Shiva was telling his wife, said, just see the devotees, just see. Because he's a Narayan emperor, somebody who has taken shelter of Narayan. Even though the offense that you have, the cause that you have given him, he did not consider it. He said, oh, my dear wife, you are so beautiful, you are so attractive. But the glories of a devotee, it shows it's actually much more greater than your beauty, much more greater. So therefore, Lord Shiva said, Narayana Emperor Sabe, Nakutaschina Bibhyati, Swaga Pavaga Narakeshu Apit Chuyata Dashina. Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord, Narayana, never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the earliest planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. And then Srila Prabhupada gave his purport this way. He said, Parvati might naturally have inquired how devotees become so exalted. Therefore, this verse explains that they are Narayan Para, simply dependent on Narayan. They do not mind reverses in life because in the service of Narayan, they have learned to tolerate whatever hardships there may be. They do not care whether they are in heaven or in hell. They simply engage in the service of the Lord. This is their excellence. Anukuyena Krishna, they are liberally engaged in the service of the Lord, and therefore they are excellent. By using the word Britya Brityanam, Lord Shiva pointed out that although Chitraketu provided one example of tolerance and excellence, all the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord as eternal servants are glorious. They have no eagerness to be happy by being placed in the heavenly planets, becoming liberated, or becoming one with Brahman, the supreme effulgence. These benefits do not appeal to their minds. They are simply interested in giving direct service to the Lord. And then Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, he also said on this verse, so he said, what is the reason that devotees have such greatness? They are fixed in Narayan. That is the only reason. Not only Chitraketu and others, but all devotees have no fear. Swaga, liberation, and hell are all equal because they are tasteless, since they do not have the happiness of bhakti. So you can see the happiness of bhakti that is there is surpassed. It actually transcends all. So therefore, the devotees, they do not mind if they are, if they are given high elevation or they are given early situation, because they see everything simply as the desire of the Lord. That is their mode. That is their mentality. So therefore, as Mahaprabhu said in the Shastakal, he said, Trina api sunichena, tariva sayashuna, amanina manadena, kitaniya sadari. The devotees are very, very humble. They are always tolerant. They don't consider any qualification of their own. And because they have this habit of tolerance, this humility, so they are always engaging in Harinam, Kitaniya Sadari, which actually give us explain to us what is the qualification to engage in Harinam. The qualification is the humility and the tolerance that one has. So Srila Prabhupada cited the verse, Tatenu Kampam Sushami Shamanam, which you find in the Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 14, text 8. This is Lord Brahma, who is making a prayer to Lord Krishna. Text. In the Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 14, text 8. Text 8. So Lord Brahma is making his prayer. Tatenu kampan samik shamano bonjana evatma kritam vipakam ridvak vapubi vidadan namaste Jivita yo mukti pade sadaya bhakti. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your costless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So Srila Sridhar Swami, he has explained in his commentary that just as a legitimate son has to simply remain alive to gain an inheritance from his father, one who simply remains alive in Krishna consciousness, following the regulated principles of bhakti-yoga, automatically becomes eligible to receive the mercy of the personality of Godhead. In other words, he be promoted to the kingdom of God. The word Sukh Samik Shamanam indicates that a devotee honestly awaits the mercy of the Supreme Lord even while suffering the painful effect of previous sinful activities. Lord Krishna explains in the Bhagavad-Gita that a devotee who fully surrenders unto him is no longer liable to suffer the reactions of his previous karma. However, because in his mind, a devotee may still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful activities, the Lord removes the last vestige of the enjoined spirit by giving his devotee punishment that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. And as Srila Vishnu Chakravarti, he had a long purport to this verse, very long commentary, but just read a little bit of it. He said, now that other processes have been rejected and bhakti accepted as a process to attain Bhagavan, the process of bhakti is described. The devotee understands that the happiness and distress that he experiences due to performing bhakti and committing apparatus are the mercy of the Lord. It is like that a father who sometimes makes his child drink milk and sometimes makes him drink bitter neem juice, and sometimes embraces and kisses him, and sometimes beats him. The devotee thinks that this is the arrangement of working for his benefit. The Lord knows, and I do not know. Karma and time have no effect on the devotee, so it is his personal arrangement. By his mercy, he sometimes gives me happiness and sometimes gives me distress, considering how to engage me in his service. Yata charir balahitan pita swayan tatatwan ibarsi nala samitan. As the father does what is beneficial for the son, so you are engaged in arrangements for my benefit. The person who spends his life offering respect with body, mind, and words to the lotus feet of the Lord, like Prithu Maharaj, does not accept the suffering of austerities or other hardships. He becomes a diabag, a recipient of two results: liberation from material bondage and service to the Lord, Muktipad. As the inheritance from the father is the livelihood for the son, so the attainment of liberation and service to the Lord maintain the life of the devotee. And while living in this world, the devotee remains fixed on the path of devotion. Bhagavatam says, Ritaya Isha Sashanti Ashubha Tayadi Te Novida. The jiva's life becomes successful by offering devotion to you. Otherwise, the body is just like a billows, inhaling and exhaling here. So we can see the glories of devotional service and the glories of the devotees of the Lord. So basically, we simply have to follow this path which has been tread by the great devotees. Because the great devotees, they accept everything as simply the mercy of the Lord. And because they have the Lord's shelter, they have taken the full shelter of the Lord, so they see that anything may happen to me, whatever, either good or bad, but still the Lord's bhakti is my only inheritance. That's the lost bhakti. So therefore, the great devotee, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had sung in his Saranagati prayer, so he has sung this Saranagati prayer, Manasa deho geo yo kichumo apilu tuwa pade nanda kisho sampade vipade jivani marane dae mama gela tuwa upada barane marobira kobi yoi chato ara nityada prasi tuwa dikar Jama hobi mo icha jadi toro Bhakta griye jani jama ho moro Kita jama ho jata tu vadas Bayi moka brahma jame na yasa Bhukti mukti spriyang Bina je bhakta Labaite tako sangha nurakta Janaka janani daita tanoi Prabhu Guru Pati tu savamo Bhakati bino kohe sunokana Radhana tatu amara parana. Mind, body and family, whatever may be mine, I have surrendered to you at your lotus feet, O youthful son of Nanda. In good fortune or in bad, in life or at death, all my difficulties have disappeared by choosing those feet of yours as my only shelter. Slay me or protect me as you wish, for you are the master of your eternal servants. If it is your will that I be born again, then may it be in the home of your devotee. May I be born even as a worm, so long as I may remain your devotee. I have no desire to be born as a Brahma averse to you. I yearn for the company of that devotee who is completely devoid of all desire for worldly enjoyment or liberation. Father, mother, lover, son, Lord, preceptor, and husband, you are everything to me. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, O Kana, please hear me. O Lord of Radha, you are my life and soul. So this is the mentality of the devotees, and this is how a devotee prays. So I'm going to stop here. So thank you very much. So any question or comments? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah, is there is there a speaker? Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So you were speaking about Parishad Maharaj. He saw the sages and he became angry because he didn't respect him or something.
Yeah.
So Parishad Maharaj was a great king and he never got angry. So there's a small comment on this one. And he asked, Kali asked him, where should I go? Then he told me, you stay in the court, and he was wearing the crown of gold. So Kali went in his crown and he gave him this one. That's why he got this one and he got angry.
I mean, as I said earlier, this is the Lord's own design. Otherwise, devotees, they don't generally commit that kind of offenses. But this is the Lord's own desire that it happens this way. So the Lord sometimes causes his devotee to commit offenses. So the Lord caused that. And then, because the Lord has another plan. So that's how that happens sometimes. Otherwise, devotees, they're always vigilant. They don't honestly just do things which are not to be done. But it is the Lord's own desire that this happens. Okay. Jagadvath Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Okay. So, it is said that a devotee actually can't be influenced by any curse at all, can he?
No, really, no.
Because minimum namabhas counteracts all Brahminical curses.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and even by remembering Lord Chaitanya's pastime of being cursed, that counteracts all Brahminical curses also.
Mm-hmm.
But, so here it is said that this devotee and other devotees accepted the curse.
Yeah.
So they actually have to say, oh, I accept your curse. It seems that they're actually accepting it. And when it says the devotee knows what is what, does that mean they actually know that this is part of the pastime of the Lord? That they're accepting it to fulfill the Lord's desire?
Yes, just like in the case of Chitraketu, he accepted the cause of Parvati Mataji, even though, he doesn't have to. And the Prabhupada explained that in the purport. But devotees, they accepted that because to them, they only accept the Lord's will. That if this is the Lord's will, then they accept it. So, because devotees in general, nothing can really affect them. But it's the Lord's will, okay, you become a demon, so therefore you became a demon. But when it was a demon, as a Vitrasura, what was he doing? He was glorifying the Lord. Even though when Indra was sending him all the Vajras and all that, still, he said, oh, Indra, come, let it come, because this is the Lord's own will. So their devotional temperament never really lost. It's always there. Like the current stories we are hearing of Indradunu Maharaj, who became an elephant, It's still, one of the comments of Vishnu Chakravarti, he said even though Indradunu Maharaj became an elephant, he still remember himself, he still remember his position as a devotee. So a devotee, they accept whatever situation it comes. Narayana Parashave, even it's a Swaga, Naraka, they can go to heaven, they can go to Hell's planet. It doesn't matter where they can go, but as long as they accept that this is the Lord's will, so therefore they are ready to go anywhere, because this is the Lord's own will. So therefore, the Lord's will is the supreme for devotee. Devotees do not protest. That's what taking shelter means. They've taken the Lord's shelter. So once you take shelter of someone, what's a question of protesting? Because you have accepted the person's shelter. So this is what shelter Saranagati is such a deep thing, such a deep meaning. And this is something we have to, our whole life, we have to continuously, meditating upon. What is this taking shelter of the Lord? What does that mean? How do we continuously refining this? And this we find in the life of devotees. The Pandavas, they were praying that Krishna, please give us problems, give us trouble. The Pandavas, they are great devotees of the Lord. How could trouble, come to them? But they are praying, give us trouble. Mother Kunti is praying, give us problems, so that the more you give us problem, the more we'll be able to remember you.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Actually, when the elevated devotees like Chitraketu Maharaj and Indradyumna also, when they accept these curses as the will of the Lord, actually Lord desires that other devotees should get some lessons from their life.
Yeah, exactly.
So when like Vritrasu, he became like Chitraketu Maharaj became Vritrasu, it was a big lesson for Indra.
Yeah, exactly.
That how somebody can be Mahabhagavat, and also for all of us also, how somebody can be Mahabhagavat in the body of a demon. So that is a lesson for all of us. That God wants to show the whole world that Bhakti Bhakta Bhagavan, they're not from this particular world.
Yeah.
My Mahabhagat devotee can be the body of a demon, but still he is a Mahabhagat. He can be a demon, but he is still a pure devotee. So he wants to show this example too.
Yeah. I mean, just like the Pandavas, I mean, they were the most, if you read the story of the Pandavas, we know, what trouble had not come upon them. What trouble had not come upon the Pandavas. But still, in every situation, they remained, surrendered unto the Lord, in every situation. So their life simply provided an example for us. So therefore, we should not be complacent. That white trouble is given to me, I don't have money, what's going to happen to me, a devotee is not complacent. A devotee accept everything as the Lord's will. And that's how we remain devotee. So, like to comment, Prabhu? Got some comment?
I was thinking earlier about sometimes unfortunate things happen in life, and when you read this in there, the unfortunate things, that if we get Krishna, then we don't have to worry about these unfortunate things. Plus, the unfortunate things make us realize, when I chose this, I got a bad result. When I chose Krishna, I get a good result. It teaches us, the Sankhya, adding up, that if I approach Krishna and I get good results, and other things give me difficult results, I should be thankful that these unfortunate things really are a mistake. We think they are, but they cause us to retract from the things that we're taking shelter of. Yes?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Grant Rashmi Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gopi